What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy, and we are back with some more Car Mechanic Simulator. And this is a car that I got from the junkyard. Or no, I found this at a barn. I found this at a barn, and it was a piece of junk. But as you can see now, we have 100% restored this car back to its original. Um, I take that back. We have not. Current color black factory. Okay, no. So we have restored it back to its factory original way it rolled off the showroom floor. We just ran it on a dyno. It's got 169 horsepower. Um, the torque, it's measuring the torque in Newton meters, 244 Newton meters. I'm not sure why it's measuring that way. Um, so like I said, it's like it rolled off the showroom floor. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this baby to the drag strip. Um, sure. And then we're going to probably go look for another car. We're going to build one of our other cars up because I think we could quick pick, test your car, configure your opponent. Oh, that's right. You can play against other players. Um, you know what? Let's just do a practice. Quarter mile. Um, sure. All right, so how do we do this here? All right, so we're rolling in the box, throttle. Keep the handbrake, clutch engaged, crossing the start line before the green will result in disqualification. Okay, so handbrake, spacebar, throttle up. How's it supposed to shift? Now, you know what? I should probably read all the directions. All right, so restart this. Gear up, left shift, gear down, left shift. Oh, okay. All right. All right, here we go. There we go. We got this now. Never mind that. So we're racing at kilometers per hour. 0 to. So reaction time is 0.5. Okay. That sucks. All right, let's try this one more time. So a quarter mile was 18.99 seconds. We're going to try this one more time. All right. Now that I know what's going on, all right, hold the brake. All right, so we got this. We got this. We were chopping down trees right there. So it ran out of gear, right? Hey, that's a lot better. 16.4 seconds. Um, you know what? It's fine. Um, let's go back. Let's go back to the garage. I don't think there's much else we can do with that old car. That old Mercedes, it ain't built for racing. Ain't built for racing. What we need to do is, let's take a look here. Car status. So we have $61,000 in parts. We got $61,000 in parts. $43,000 in body value. Zero importance. Condition. Buy price 64. So I can sell it for 137 and make 72,000. You know what? That's what we're doing. Because I think what we need to do. What else do we got out here? So we got a 92, a 69. Um, I actually don't remember having this car here. What is this? Oh, so I bought this car apparently. Didn't know I did. So I bought it for 28,000. You know what? We're gonna move the car to the parking garage. And we're gonna go. So we have. Oof. Did I fix this car? So we have a Mach 1. We got a Chevelle. A Jeep Wrangler. And we have one of the Outlaws there already. So I don't need two of those. I'm going to move that back to the garage. Oh man, this car is not fixed. I thought this car was repaired. Well, let's take a look at it. Car status. Oh, lovely. So I bought this car for $91,000. Oh my lord. I guess we just need to rip it apart. I mean, there's nothing to do but to do it, right? So there's the trunk, tail light, rear bumper. Ooh, rear window. I'm gonna have to remember that. That rear window was hiding in there. Alright, so let's go see what we can fix up now. So it looks like we can fix most of the body parts, which is good. I believe, you know what, I do remember. I remember buying this car and I didn't have the ability to fix things yet, so I sent it to the garage because I literally couldn't do nothing with it. I remember this now. Do I have any parts I can fix? Any brakes? Nope. Alright. We're gonna move this to car lifter A. I don't think the body needs anything, but you know what? We're gonna spend $1,900, make sure it's 100% on the body. Alright. So, what do we need to buy? So we need to buy a window, license plate, You know what? Let's let's start with this interior. Buy 2 seats, and let's go to body tuning. That's what I'm talking about. So, what do I have? So I actually have some of the. Do I have some of the upgraded parts already? Um, I don't know. No, I don't think I do. So, all right, we're spending money. It don't matter. Let's go back to here, and we need to buy window, window, window. All right, so I got all the windows and I got all the parts. Now, how do I tell which parts? Interior done. Normal mode, man. Assemble the body. All right, so hood B. Bumper B. Oh, I suppose I need to take the headlight out, huh? So headlight B. Headlight B. Only one fender. Only one door. One mirror. One window. Don't worry, I got this. Alright, so get the back window that I almost didn't see. Get the trunk. Trunk window. Rear bumper. You know what? They kind of look the same almost, don't they? Other than this one has a bigger wing and it's got the air diffusers on the bottom of it. Alright, so let's go back to the plate shop. Oh, standard license plates? Are you kidding me? No. No. What should be some plates that we should put on here? You know what? Let's do some. This is my car, right? Um, how many letters is it gonna let me go? Oh, what am I doing? Uh, I think it's gonna let me. And there we go. Yeah, 2 of those. Oh yeah. We got the personal. Oh, you know, it doesn't take one on the front. It doesn't take one on the front. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I got some. I got some more personalized license plates for the next car. Normal mode. Move the car to the paint shop. Because we ain't doing nothing without painting this baby. Alright, so we want. So the factory color is blue. I tell you what, I do love a blue car. So we're going to keep the blue. We're going to go metallic. Ooh, do I go metallic or pearl? Metallic, pearl, matte. Ooh, chrome? Chrome doesn't get you home though. You know what? I don't care. You cannot argue with that paint job. You can argue with those wheels. um, you can't argue with that paint job. All right, so let's get this thing up in the air. What have we got going on? Oof. I'm lucky I didn't just get docked. I didn't even think about having, what do you call it? Fluid in the radiator, but it must have been empty because I did buy this at the junkyard. Alright. Oh man. 4? Really? 4? Okay. No big deal. Alright, so we're going to get some bad parts. I figured it was going to happen sooner or later. Why is this thing so roached? Like, how could someone destroy this car in 5 years to be in this condition? Well, I guess technically it would be 6 years now, huh? Because this is a 2020. It's 2026, so 6 years. Somebody did not take care of their collection. I have a problem with that. I mean, I ride my vehicles as hard as I can, but I do take care of them at the same time. Alright, so one question I got is, should I build this thing up or should I make it stock? I feel like we should do some performance mods on it because, you know, who keeps their Corvette stock? Nobody. Nobody keeps their Corvette stock. That's the answer. Alright, so can't get that. ABS pump. All that, I need to raise the car up higher. Fuel tank. Well, like I said, like, did they park this thing in a lake or something? That's the only way that I see that there's this much damage on a car of this year. Like, and like, we're in the desert, right? I mean, desert cars don't rust. At least not like this. Well, shoot. Do they really got 2 fuse boxes? I know I took a fuse box out up front. It does. It has 2 fuse boxes in here. I mean, I guess that's kind of expected, as with a newer modern car, you got so much electronics. Maybe you'd have one under the hood and one by your engine, one by your ECU. I mean, shoot, this probably, how modern cars probably got more than 2. Although I don't know if I would say fuse box, but I know that my truck, for example, my truck has a fuse box under the hood, and it has a fuse panel in the side of the dash. So I guess theoretically I can see 2. I don't really want to take all this stuff off of here. I need to get the engine out. So I need to get this thing on a lift. But I think that I need to take some of this stuff off of here to be able to take it out. I'm assuming I need to take the transmission off. To be able to pull the engine, which I would, well, maybe on newer cars. Actually, on a newer car like this, you probably just pull the whole subframe back here and lift the body and let the suspension, subframe, engine, transmission all come out as a unit. That's probably actually how it would be done on this particular version right here. Boy, look at that paint job. Don't be messing around with that. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Let's get this junk. Alright, so that's gone. Fuel tank. Oh, really? Starter still attached? And I'm pretty sure that this thing has more than 3 bolts. Come on. Like, get real. And I know I can take this off on the engine stand, but if you're here, might as well, right? Ooh, look at that flywheel. Alright, so let's go up here real quick. Nope. Stuck bolt. Another stuck bolt. Alright, so to my knowledge, everything is out of this car except for the engine. So we need to set this puppy on the ground. Grab our engine stand. Drain the oil. There's still oil? I mean, okay. I mean, if you want to call that oil, okay. I don't call that oil. That was like a drop of... Alright, so, where are we at? See if we can repair any of this garbage over here. Hopefully we can repair the wheels. Because I imagine They're a pretty penny. Right, there's the wheels. So a lot of this is junk, which I understand. Alright, wheels. So maybe we can fix the wheel. No battery. Alright, no body stuff. So I can repair 2 of the brakes. I mean, I guess that's... Alright, there's one wheel. Well, I mean, it took a little bit more money than I would like, but we did repair a wheel. $3, $3, 25. Still better than buying a new one. $88 for that wheel. So $140, $160 to fix that wheel. Probably $1,000 wheel, so I think I can live with that. There's a third wheel. And we fixed that third wheel on one try. I missed how much it was. Ah, yeah, piece of trash. Alright, so I busted apart. At least it was a freaking wheel bearing. Or not a wheel bearing, a wheel hub. I don't mind losing a wheel hub. It's a cheap part. Alright, here's the fourth wheel. And it fixed in one shot too. I missed how much it was. It's been a while since I ruined a part. I mean, like I said, I don't mind losing a part here and there. The old trigger finger here got a little sleepy on that one. Maybe I need to go do some more drag racing so that we can... Oh, we got... At least I didn't ruin it. Alright, so... There's all of our stuff out of there. Let's put this on the stand. Oof, and it's in terrible shape. So if I recall, this is going to be an LS style engine. So it should end up getting coils on top of the valve covers. Now the one thing that I wish it was, I wish on the LS you didn't have to pull the head to change the lifters, because your lifters are down in here, and that sucks. Like, you have a problem with the lifters, you literally have to pull the heads, which I never have understood why they did that. But you know what, I mean, as far as the reliability of an LS, like, you can't really go wrong with it. They just work. And they're easy, cheap, upgradable, reliable horsepower. Unless you start getting over, like... I mean, you can get a LS and run 600, 700 horsepower all day long, and it will be reliable. Now you get one 900 to 1,000 on a stock block, and it will do it. It'd be preferable if it was a steel block and not an aluminum block. So if you're going to run the higher horsepower, make sure you get a steel block. It'll be, yeah, there we go. Like I said, there's our coil packs right there. Oof. First of the coil packs. So I'm definitely going to need coil packs. They're trash. Oh, geez. The only other thing that maybe my complaint is about the LS is I know it's probably to save weight or something like that, but that intake is freaking plastic. Who wants a plastic intake on your freaking, race car? Which they do make cheap intakes to upgrade it, but still. Why don't they just come with the aluminum intake? Like, it wouldn't be that hard. But maybe that's part of the cost savings of the new cars. Gotta save money where you can, I guess. And if you can make some stuff out of some plastic, then they'll do it. Kind of like the old Harleys. The new Harleys, if you don't know, the new Harleys, the freaking intake manifold up against your cylinder heads is plastic. Now, it will work, but what can happen is with heat and time, that plastic intake can warp. And when it does, you get intake leaks. Then it makes your engine run lean. And then you burn a cylinder. And potentially, depending on how hard you're running, you could burn a hole, blow a piston. I haven't done it, but I've seen some that have. But that's one of the first things that I change on any Harley that I own is I get rid of the plastic intake and go with a metal one. Why take the chance? Is it, $300, $400 you don't want to spend? Probably. But if you was to burn an engine, 3 or 4 grand. Think about it that way. Would you rather spend 3 or 4 grand or $400? Especially when you're like me and you drive like an idiot. Better to have some protection. That's not exactly the way I wanted to rotate that, but it works. So it looks like we can save most of the block here. Although that piston is garbage, that rod cap is garbage. Like if the stuff is rusty or this black color, the rustier it is, the worse it is. And for example, like that's a burnt piston. That one's, a little worn. But this sucker right here is burnt. All right, I guess we'll head over to the repair bench and theoretically see what we can repair. Header, sure, I can repair a header. Valve cover, we can wire wheel it, clean it up. You can rebuild alternators. You can even rebuild water pumps if you know how to get the correct parts for it. Power steering pump, they sell rebuild kits for. Not a problem with that. Cover, you can refurbish that. Now, fuel injectors. Now, theoretically, you can clean fuel injectors if they're dirty. And sometimes they stick, and like I said, the reason they stick is because the fuel gets gummy in there, and then you clean them out. Theoretically, they can start working again. I don't know if I'd want to trust it. How though? I'm not sure how I'm going to fix a plastic intake. Oh, yeah, son of. Ooh, I get one more chance, baby. Come on. All right, I got you. Stuck by with that one. I got lucky. Now, rod caps. I mean, like I said, theoretically, you could put these in a parts washer. And what you could even do here is, let's say they're out around a little bit. You can mill a little bit off here, and then you bolt it back to the piston rod, and then you run it through a line bore machine, which will take this and make this round again back to the correct size. So, yes, you can fix main caps and rod caps. You can even reground. So let's get over there so I don't screw up. You can regrind a crank. So what you would do on a crank is right here on your journals. So you could turn those down, polish them, and then buy, say you take 5 thousandths off, 10 thousandths off, and then you just buy bearings that are 10 thousandths bigger than standard to get your tolerances back where they need to be. And of course, a block, as long as it's not cracked, you can bore the cylinders out. Now, here's the thing with aluminum block. An aluminum block, you can weld cracks. You can add aluminum and refix it. Now, would I recommend that? Probably not, but you theoretically can fix an aluminum block. A steel one, no. You're not going to weld the cast. But aluminum, you can weld aluminum and then just do what you got to do. All right, so let's go through our inventory and see what we need here. So we know we're going to need stuff here. So probably the easiest way to do this is come through here and just start clicking. Go to the next page. Well, I don't envy the fact that I gotta click all these pieces one by one, because I know that you need 16 push rods, 16 rockers. So we're going to need 8 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just trying to make sure I do these in a theoretically order that I can. Oh, I don't know why. I don't need a clutch. I don't need a clutch. Ooh, the transmission is bad. I bet you that's like $4 grand. Ah, fuel tank B. That makes me wonder if there's a fuel tank A. I wonder how much money I'm going to put into this car. So I had like 150 grand before I started. I spent like 6 to 7,000 on. Actually, I think I spent more than that. I probably spent 10 grand on the aftermarket body parts. So we're gonna say we spent 10 grand so far. Let's say I had 155,000. All right, so the tire. Oop, don't need that. So I know that I'm probably going to need two different sizes of tires now that I think about it. So I see a 255. All right, there we are. That's the end of our parts list, and that's not even every part we need. All right, I guess it's time to go shopping. So you know what? We're just gonna go in here. We're gonna start with the first things first. Why does that say Hemi? There's, I mean, whatever. But actually, we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy 8 of these. All right. So we know V8 Hemi, check. Oh, dang it. See, I already screwed up. Piston rings. 8 of them. All right. Now we're back here. Rod caps. 2. I mean, I know somebody probably caught that. Um, all right. Rockers. 16 of those. I'm not going to buy the fuel filter there. I'm not going to buy the spark plug there. I wonder if ignition coils. Timing chain, cam gear. Serpentine belt. Front sway bar. Gotcha. Is it really 20 rubber bushings? Okay. Flywheel. Check. I don't need a clutch. Gearbox. So I don't. Fuel tank B. I don't want the muffler. Because I'm going to get some of this stuff from the speed shop. I think I bought 2. Alright, so I did buy 2 of those. I don't think I needed that. I think that's the thing I clicked on accident. Like I said, I'm just trying to get a little bit of performance. Alright, relay, serpentine belt. Tires, medium fuse. Fuse, air filter, upper suspension arm, rear hub. I think that's what I busted. Front spring. Count. Alright, so sway bar link, outer tie rods. Some of this stuff I should probably just start keeping in the inventory. Because, I mean, like, you never know when you're going to need. So, I think they have performance brakes. But I'm not real sure now. Alright, so there's what I need. So there's a 355 and a 255. So the 355s are for the back. Alright. So let's go to tires. Alright, so we need two of these. 355, 25, 21. Really? 355, 25. $2,000 for tires. Jeez. Alright, so that's the 355s. Alright, so 255, 30, 20. $255, 30. Those aren't as bad. Alright, let's get some electronics crap now. So we're going to need 5 of these relays. 5 more of these. 2. 3. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, almost forgot the old 10 amperes. So if anybody doesn't know, the fuses are rated by color. And I know that red is 10s. I do know that. Alright, so tune up. Air filter. Check. Rear muffler. Gonna need 2 of those. Fuel filter. I don't know how you're gonna get. Ooh. These are upgraded parts. .5% off the cam. That seems a little low. Alright, so the gearbox I can't get. So the rockers didn't matter. Alright, so the rest of this stuff. I just thought of something. Battery. There we go. Alright, so we're ready to put a few things together. Alright, so install. So that's a 21. Another 21. Take that. Install. No separating. You know, I don't remember this process taking this long last time. But now that I think about it, I think last time I did some of this off camera. Alright, so that should be all the new parts put back together. Alright, so what do we do here? Do we do the chassis? Come back and do the motor a little bit later? I kind of think that that's the move. Alright, so we need that part. Who wanted $500 for a piece of exhaust? Oh my. Like, that would mean that exhaust system is like $7,000. I mean, sure. All right, we got. I think we're going to slap this together quickly as possible. Slap our brakes on here. Get our wheel bearing. Alright, so there we are. Alright. Can't do the engine. But we can do this side over here. I was hoping that we could put the wheels on, but I don't think you can put the wheels on until we put the engine in, because we need the engine to put the transmission, and we need the transmission to do the axles, and we need the axles to do the wheels. Which is actually semi-correct, but I think you could work around that. Because you could make it a roller without the engine and the transmission in there. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so fuel tank B. And there is a fuel tank C. Why isn't it a fuel tank A? That's a little concerning. I was expecting fuel tank A. Why wasn't it fuel tank A? I mean, oh well, we're gonna have our car put together in about 5 minutes. Now the engine is a different story. Do we take the time to do the engine and then take it out to the track and compare it to the Mercedes we ran earlier? I mean, why not? That sounds like a good idea. Alright, so what do we got here missing? What am I missing? Oh, there we go. So why won't it let me do the front wheel? Oh, steering rack. Now I should be able to do the front wheel, right? Yes. Alright, so the front wheel is going to be the 255/20. Unbalanced. Huh? Really? I didn't balance the wheel? I was pretty sure I balanced the wheel. But, I mean, maybe I made a mistake. Alright, let's go ahead and bust this side together. Got to do that from the engine bay? Really? I mean, I took it out from this angle. It just had the car down on the ground. That is a little weird that it registers this as not being in the engine bay. But I'm pretty sure that that's exactly how you would install that radiator. Probably from underneath. Or maybe even taking the bumper off to install that radiator. I'm just saying. Alright, so... Alright, so now we have our front wheels. 255/20. And it's done. 255/20. And I'm pretty sure that these would not be 5 lugs. I'm just saying. Alright. What do we got here? I think that we got enough stuff to put the whole engine together because the engine was mostly complete, right? Did it have an oil pan? Yes, it did because I had to take oil out of it. So it did have an oil pan. Well, all right, oil pan, check. Oil filter, check. Idler, don't know why it's down there. Alright, so we got the clutch. And that's right, for whatever reason, we can repair a clutch plate. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it does. Fuel filter. I didn't even think about that. We're missing a whole entire exhaust manifold. Alright, so spark plug. Got that high dollar cam in there. Now this right here, um, yeah, you know what? An LS does have rockers that are separate. I was gonna say maybe it doesn't, but it does have rockers that are adjusted that way. One at a time individually. And the infamous center bolt valve covers that leak around the edges because all the bolts are in the center. So make sure you use high quality gaskets. All right, what do we got here? Let's get back to the front of the engine. So the Chevy is a little bit better than the Ford engine because the Ford engine has all the double timing chains, the overhead cams. So is it better? I don't know. It's definitely harder to work on. There's a big debate on which one is better, overhead cam or cam down in a block like this. I can't answer that for you. I don't know. I know what I prefer. The classic small block Chevy. It's hard to go wrong with that. Oh, and I only have one fuel rail. So I wonder if I could, you know what? How about let's do this. That's what I thought. Upgraded fuel rails, buddy. If we got all this extra, ooh, how about a throttle body? Forgot about that. Don't want to argue. Don't want to argue with that. And actually, I probably could do headers too, huh? Let's take a look. Oh, 3.5%. That is going to be a $10,000 exhaust by the time this is all said and done. All right. We're going to take this one off. We'll save this one for a future project. Well, the picture sure didn't look right, but it is. I was about to say, man, that's like, that picture does not look like it's the proper side. And I don't know how it matters, but I think that there is even an alternator, 1.5% horsepower. Like, I don't understand how the alternator is going to gain you horsepower. I would like to understand why. Maybe it has less rolling friction resistance, so it's not going to take as much horsepower by using the belt to turn it. That's the only thing that I could think of in that logic. All right, so nothing on the front. I guess I need to install all these push rods. So that's one thing that I don't like. I don't really like installing these one by one, because actually what you need to do to set these, you need to move the engine so that the cam comes on the base circle here so that you can adjust the two valves when they're on base circle to properly set your valve lash. can't. You don't just put these on here and tighten them down. You could, but you would be damaging the engine, busting a lifter, or bending a push rod, or making a valve float and hit a piston. All these would be bad things that you don't want to do. Alright, so I think that theoretically this is going to make the engine complete. And I want to say we added, I don't know, 20% horsepower maybe. Take that off the stand. Install, check. Move that out the way. Alright, so what do we got left to do here? Actually, we need to put on the transmission. With the 3 bolts that holds the transmission in. Like, I'm going to argue that to the day that I die. There's no way 3 bolts hold that transmission in place. Not possible. Alright, oh, don't forget the starter while we're here. Alright, so there we go. Now we have a roller again. Alright, bring her down on the ground. What did we miss? Alright, so let's get in here. What did we miss? What did we miss? Air filter box. Check. Air filter. Oh, I think we're missing a clip. We are. I don't think that the clips are going to be in the race parts. Alright, so. Oh, you know what? I didn't think of this. Where's the freaking fuel pump out on this? Does it have a fuel pump in the gas tanks over here? It does. Fuel pump. Fuel pump. I don't know how 1.5% is going to be off of a fuel pump, but I'll take it also. Alright, so make sure that when I click these, 100%. Remember, we got two fuse boxes. And I'm pretty sure that I did not buy enough stuff to fix both fuse boxes. And the reason I say that is because I just ran out of some of those parts. Alright, ECU. Oh, really? The ECU is not in the high performance stuff. That makes no freaking sense at all. So we need that, we need that. So we need 2 parts right there. We got a battery. We need that, we need that. ABS module. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some more fuses here. Check. Check. Well, maybe not. I don't know. 1, 2. Yep, I'm going to need that one. Gotcha. 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 So I only need 1 fuse. And now I'm going to need a top. I'm going to need an ABS module. Brake servo, power steering, coolant reservoir. Oh, that's all stuff from the regular shop. And right there. Alright, so this might be enough to put this car back together. Hopefully. Oh, no, it's not. I'm just going to assume that I need 2 of those. Oh, I don't have the parts. Ah. So, radiator fan housing B. So if I take this, radiator fan housing. So I'm gonna need 2 of those and 2 of those. Good thing it said housing B and housing A, or actually, I guess it didn't say housing anything. All right. What do I got here? Brake fluid. Windshield washer. I mean, I guess I understand why the brake fluid and the windshield washer's up front. But what about the rest of the stuff, really? Alright, so everything up here is complete. So where does my... oh, it has a coolant reservoir. So I need to install the coolant reservoir. Alright, so coolant reservoir and power steering. There we go. Now I'll be able to complete this car. I hope. Power steering hydraulic fluid. 1 liter. Ooh, baby. Alright, so let's take a look here. Car. 100% on all the parts. $73,000 in parts. $69,000 in the body. $28,000 performance parts. Condition 90. Buy price Sell value 267,000. I almost want to sell this puppy. $175,000 profit. But we're not going to do that. We're going to move it to the test path because we need to do an alignment. All right, check. But the headlights are way off. I don't know why I need to set the headlights to go to the drag strip, but we will. A little bit more. All right, there we go. Oh, what do I do there? We need to move the car over to the chassis dyno. Let's see here. Chassis dyno. Alright, there we go. So it was 490 horsepower. Let's see what this baby is now that we have it all tuned up. Come on, raise that dyno. It does sound pretty decent. $718 horsepower, 228 gain. So it's a B rating. You know what I also like too? Here, check this out. Look, the fans are running for the dyno room. And they shut down. That is a freaking nice detail. Alright, so we're going not to the racetrack. Speed track? Drag strip. Drag strip. Alright, we're going to make some power. Let's try not to do this wrong. So we're going to test this baby out. I'm going to do quarter mile. I don't need an opponent. Alright, so spacebar, handbrake. So that was too much. But you know what? .8 seconds, 0 to 60. They say that thing is 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Quarter mile of 11.7. So I know it can do better than that. Because they have let's pick an opponent. There we go. Let's do an opponent here. Alright, so I'm gonna try this out. So we didn't spend as much on the line. So the reaction time sucks balls. It was slower. That's a 12-second quarter mile. Alright. Let's do that again. 11.5. So that was better. That reaction time was a little bit better. All right, let's try. Let's let's go back here. Do we go for a 1 mile? Um, will we hit top speed? Ah, whoops. I totally skipped second gear. It was my best reaction time ever, and I screwed up the shifting. I mean, that's not bad. Not bad. All right, let's try this again. Um, who do we got that's going to be BMW? So that car might be faster than us. All right, let's try this again. All right, ready? Damn it. Why did I do that again? See if we can reel his ass in. Come on, baby. We got the horsepower. Oh, yeah. I got your ass. I got you. So we did break 300 that time, so we did do better than last time. So I think the problem is I'm gonna have to change the keybinds because I don't like the keybinds. All right, we got it. Really? So he's got freaking race tires, and I got sport tires. Maybe you know what? I think we're gonna come back to this, and we're gonna do some racing. But I think we got some more parts we can put on this car. You know what? We're gonna do. We're gonna race someone. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, let's try this. We're gonna do a couple random races. Freaking SRT. Baloney. Come on, that's baloney, man. I got you. I felt like he was right next to me. I mean, he was pretty dang close. 12.1 to 11.9. Freaking Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Wide body. Alright. Anyway, guys. I think that's where we're going to leave it off. So hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe. It really helps me out. All my faithful viewers, thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Later, everyone.